Hey guys, in this video, we're going to be going over Boolean expressions in JavaScript. But before I begin, please sub to the channel and please like and comment on this video. All right, let's get started. So here's the flow for today, right? We're going to go over the operators, not, and or, and then we're going to do just a demo of how you can write Boolean expressions in JavaScript. Okay, so to understand Boolean expressions, you need to understand the operators that are present in Boolean expressions. And that's what these three are. So in college or even in high school, hopefully you learned the fundamentals of Boolean algebra, right? And once you learn the fundamentals, then it's already sounded you can solve any complex Boolean expression. So if you didn't or you forgot, this is the video for you. All right, so let's go over the not operator. So the not operator, what it does is it negates the Boolean that's taken in and turns it to the opposite. So negates the Boolean. Okay, and then to preface this, a Boolean can either be true or false, only two values, right? So if I do not of true, it'll be the negation, so it'll be false. And if I do not of false, it'll be the negation, so true. So let's just, give an input. So input, and then not output. Let's just see. And the thing with the not is it only takes one input. What you're going to see with and or is they take two inputs. So the input will be true, and the not will be false. And the input will be false, and the not will be true. Okay, so that's how nots work. All right, now let's do and. So with and, you want to think about it from a real point of view. So when somebody says and in a sentence, they say like A and B, right? So an example of this is like a roller coaster ride. You have to be a certain age and you have to be a certain height, right? If any one of those conditions don't pass, then you can't go into the ride. So that's exactly what and is that both A and B have to be true for the and to be true overall. So let's just go over the truth table. All right, so I'll say and. Let me zoom this in. That'll be better. So when I say and, I'm going to say input 1, then input 2, then output. Or just say output. And then I'll say and here. Okay, so input 1 will be true, and input 2 will be true, right? So T and T, there's a left and a right side. And that'll just output to true. All right, let's say T and F. So with T and F, it's true and false. So it's exactly like you're above a certain age, but you don't pass the height requirement. So the second condition is false. So that means, unfortunately, you can't ride the ride. So it'll be false. Okay, now let's think of the opposite. False and true. Well, that's the same as the previous one, true and false. So, oops. False and true. So this will also be false. And then obviously if both are false, then it's good. Oh, oops. Then it's not good. It's false and false is false. Right, so that's what and is. So and is a strict operator. Both sides have to be true for the and to evaluate to true. All right, now let's go over the or operator. Oh, and sorry, and is like this. I should have said that. A and B. Both true. Okay, so now for the opposite, right, we have or. So with or is a lot more relaxed because or means that either A is true or B is true. So there's actually a 3/4 chance that it's going to output to true when you have an or, because either one can be true or both can be true. Right? If both are false, then it's false. So let me think of an example of or. And you can apply this in a realistic setting. That's what's great about Boolean algebra and even coding. Like you can apply the principles in a realistic point of view. So when it comes with or, right, there are like a job, right? So either you can get a high school GED to have this position, or you must have a college degree, right? So either one is acceptable, right? So with or is only one has to be true. So okay, so let me expand this a bit. So exactly true and true is true, true and false is true, false and true is true, and false is false. So there we go. Those are the truth tables. So now let's just go over them. So let's do not first. So with not, it's like you have to do an exclamation mark. So let's say let Boolean 1 equals true. Let Boolean 2 equal false. So you can just say let negation Boolean 1 equals exclamation Boolean 1. Right, so this is how you negate. So then watch, right? If I console.log negation Boolean 1, it should output to false. So check this out. Okay, so run this, and now you can see that false is outputted. All right, now let's do the AND. So with AND, we're gonna not just have one side, we're gonna do both sides, like A and B. So now let me just say AND here. So with AND, right, let AND Boolean equal, Boolean 1. And you're gonna put the ampersand twice. So shift 7. And then, Boolean 2. And I'm gonna, make it more customized. So there's a left and a right operator. All right, so let's just think how it evaluates. So Boolean 1 is true, and Boolean 2 negation is true, so this will output to true. So console.log and Boolean. So run that, and it outputs to true. All right, awesome. So the last one is OR. So again, we'll just use the same one. OR. So this will be the two bars. So it'll be like that. And then let's call this one OR Boolean. And true or true, right? So that's that. Okay, and let's just demo it, right? So let's say I do not of Boolean 1 in the AND instance. So it should output to false because you're saying false and true, right? So that's why that's false. And then same here, if I do the negation, I'm going to say false or true, right? So it'll still be true. Now let's say I put this back. It'll be true. It'll be false. Okay? Awesome. So those are the operators, right? Hopefully it was a refresher to you because this is the Boolean algebra that you're taught in school. All right, so that's that. Now let's just do some demos of like complex Boolean expressions, and we're going to evaluate them from start to end. So I'm just going to make it off the top of my head. Let's say let complex Boolean expression, and we're just going to be like Boolean 1 and then not Boolean 2 or not Boolean 1, right? Or not Boolean 2. Let's just say this. Okay, so it looks kind of complex and it's like, oh my god, right? I don't know how to do this. But with the laws that I just told you, right, you can evaluate it each step of the way, like a mathematical expression. So let's do it one at a time. So let's first do the left side. So Boolean 1 and not Boolean 2 or not Boolean 1, right? So we can evaluate this. This is going to be true or false, right? So this whole bar, this whole section will be false. Let me be more specific. This whole section, false. So it's going to be Boolean 1 and false. Now Boolean 1 is true, so true and false will just give false. So this entire left side will be false. Now what's the right side? So see how I like evaluated it each step of the way? So you can reduce Boolean expressions to more simpler expressions that are equivalent. Okay, so this left side is false. Now the right side is not Boolean 2, so that's going to be true. There's going to be false or true, so the output should be true. So let's see if I'm right. and we see that I'm right. It is true. Okay, so that's going to end it for this video. This is how you do Boolean expressions in JavaScript. There's much more videos to come in this tutorial, so I can't wait to see you then. All right, bye.